South Sudan has reported the deadliest attack on its border with Sudan since 2021, involving a boundary dispute. The attacks occurred on Saturday in the neighbouring Abyei region, an oil-rich area jointly administered by the two countries. Authorities say that armed youth from South Sudan's Warab state raided the Abyei area on Saturday, killing scores of people, including women, children, and 2 UN peacekeepers. The conflict has been fueled by a dispute over the location of an administrative boundary where substantial tax revenue is collected from cross-border trade. The South Sudanese government has imposed a curfew to manage residents' fears. Meanwhile, the UN is coordinating with local authorities to verify the number of slain, injured and displaced due to the clashes. The current death toll is 52, along with 64 wounded. The UN has condemned the attack and conveyed condolences to the families of the deceased.
The Secretary-General conveys his deepest condolences to the government and people of Ghana and Pakistan and to the families of the deceased civilians. He condemns the violence and attacks against the peacekeeping force and calls on the government of South Sudan and Sudan to swiftly investigate the attacks with the assistance of the peacekeeping force known as UNISFA and to bring the perpetrators to justice. He reminds all parties that attacks on UN peacekeepers may constitute war crimes.
We're now joined by Naba Muhyiddin, who's following this story for us from Port Sudan in Sudan. Naba, what's the latest on these intercommunal clashes in the oil-rich area of Abyei?
Actually, Tirina, tensions are still going on and civilians are terrified because of the recent escalation and violence in Abyei disputed land. And hundreds of civilians are right now sheltering in UNISFA base. The local government or authorities at Abyei imposed a curfew and deployed large number of security personnel and troops. So the situation is still tensioning and people are worried that the escalation will take place. So they are sheltering in UNISFA base and they are fleeing in a very large influx.
Naba, officials have called these clashes the deadliest in a spate of incidents related to a boundary dispute since 2021. How is the military government in Sudan, as well as the government in South Sudan, reacting to this?
Actually, there is no formal reaction from the government in Sudan yet, but we are expecting meetings on this issue because the security situation between Sudan and South Sudan is not only impacting the relations between the two countries, but also impacting the already fragile situation in the borders and, of course, the situation of the refugees, because a large number of people are fleeing to South Sudan every day. So Abyei issue is a very important issue, so we are expecting meetings in the coming days. And there is also a conference by the Minister of Foreign Affairs on Thursday. We are expecting to address this issue particularly. So there is no formal reaction yet, but we are expecting meetings between the two countries. And right now there is only a local reaction in South Sudan government by accusing groups of doing these atrocities and attacks, and also by promising with investigation and promising with securing the borders between the two countries.
All right, thank you for that update. Naba Muhyiddin live for us in Port Sudan.